Hi, it's Cat's Lounge. So I wanted to start making diary entries, and eventually, hopefully, this will become a documentary where this will not only help myself heal through my process, but help someone else. When you get to know who I am, you know that I'm all about self-awareness and improving who you are, and through that improving the universe and changing the world. And I just believe you start with change with yourself. And sometimes change is very hard. And when I first was diagnosed with breast cancer, it's weird. I had a dream that I actually had brain cancer. And I walked around and I kept saying, like, something's really wrong with my body. And this was years before. And I remember telling my girlfriend, I was like, yo, something's really wrong. Like, I feel like something was wrong. It wasn't evident to doctors. It wasn't visible to me. It wasn't anything there, but it was definitely my body telling me that something was going on. And I never forget, I had broke out and all these spots, and I looked like kind of like a leopard. And I went to the doctor and I was like, dude, what's going on with me? And he was like, oh, well, maybe is your body having a reverse reaction to something, or it happens. It's just going to go away. And I mean, it was so many spots on my body. It was on my back, my arms. Thank God it wasn't on my face. I still went to work, and he said it wasn't contagious. And then I knew something was weird. I knew something was going on that was translucent. I just still couldn't describe it. I wasn't sick. I was healthy as an ox. But then my hair started to change. And when you go from this thick, long, natural hair to thinning hair, and I didn't have any color or process in it. And the texture was a little different. It was still natural and curly, but it was just different to me. Other people couldn't realize it, but I can even tell in my pictures today when I compare my pictures. And when the year came up for 2015, it was this knot that was under my arm, and it would come and go, and it would hurt periodically. And I would say something like to my mom or to my daughter, and just like, it hurts when I carry bags in. And one day I heard it sizzle, which is crazy. At that moment, I think denial hit that something was really wrong. And I've never been sick. I never had a surgery. I've never had too much going on. I've just been pretty simple and plain Jane. I went to New York to visit a friend in December. And I had made an appointment before I left to go to see my doctor. Well, during that summer, I went to my GYN, and my GYN, I was telling him, my breasts seem to hurt, and I have this knot under my arm. And he said, well, it's, that's your skeletal part, and I really don't have anything to do with that. You may have to go to a PCP doctor. At that moment, I wasn't educated enough because I was 35 years old. I didn't know anything about mammograms and all that great stuff. I know my mom got a mammogram, but she's quite older than me. He didn't refer me. And I was so upset once I found out what my situation was. But the doctors aren't experts in everything, so I can't totally blame him. But I would say to doctors, if someone says something to you, refer them out to an expert, not just like shrub it off. I think if I would have caught my cancer earlier, I wouldn't have to do like 2 years of chemo. But with that being said, December came and I had made an appointment, flew to New York just on the whim. I needed to get away. And at that moment, I told my friend, I was like, yo, listen, I have cancer. And I have cancer, and I feel like it's probably stage 4. And, of course, he was like, yo, whatever, you're tripping, you're bugging, like, you don't have cancer. Because to anyone else, I look so healthy. And at that moment, overnight, my left breast was big as a watermelon. And yes, my breasts were voluptuous, probably double D's at that time. But this was unheard of. I looked like an orange peel. It was just like, it was unbelievable. It was something like out of the Dark Side Tales or something. And at that moment, I didn't want to go home. I think I stayed in New York almost a month. Just worked from there, and I made an appointment. I canceled my appointment, rescheduled it, made it again, and after New Year's came, I stayed for New Year's, stayed for Christmas. I went to the doctor, and I went to the ER, for Christmas, and because I just couldn't take it. And it was the 26th of December. I didn't want to go on Christmas because I didn't want Christmas to represent something so horrible. Went on the 26th, and the doctor came in and he asked me what did I think was wrong, and I definitely said, dude, I think totally I have cancer. I don't know like what's going on, but this is not right. The doctor looked at me, he examined me, and he said, you know, you're probably 99% right. I'm going to send you to a specialist. I'm going to send you to the best specialist there is. He's a general surgeon. He knows all about these things. That was Dr. McDermott. Oh my God, he's such a great doctor. Very patient, great bedside manner. Very grateful for him. Went to make an appointment with him. I went back to New York and celebrated New Year's. During this time, it was kind of mentally not there because you really don't want to accept the fact that this is going on in your life. So I try to portray that nothing was wrong and it didn't bother me. At the same time, I have this big boob in this dress that's revealing my boobs, and I'm just like, oh my God, I feel like everybody's looking at my larger breasts, and I felt very uncomfortable. Knowing me though, pushed on through. Brings me to New Year's, brought New Year's in. I came home, went to go see Dr. McDermott. He did an examination, took a biopsy. The first biopsy revealed nothing. It said nothing was wrong. He said, nope, got to do this again because we know something clearly is wrong. Took the second biopsy, and it revealed that I did have cancer. At this moment, the thoughts that race through your brain, because the things that you already knew, now is being confirmed. You're sitting there saying, what did I ever do to anyone? Now, I've had my fair share of having a great time and wilding out. I did. Wasn't a bad kid, but I like to have fun. And now you're trying to find reasons to say, like, you've done something to the universe, why you deserve this. Nobody deserves this horrible disease, and whoever created it, you're a horrible person. To come up with a drug like chemo, it's crazy. So Dr. McDermott set me up for my chemo sessions. I was linked up with Dr. Bremer and Angela. Great practitioner, great doctor, oncologist. Beautiful nurses there. Oh my God, so beautiful inside and out. So loving, so caring at the Virginia Oncology building. Went for my first appointment. My family definitely supported me. Oh, sorry. Just to see the patients there and knowing that that would be me. I had my first surgery on my birthday. which it wasn't really scheduled to be on my birthday, but the doctor ran behind, so that's how I spent my birthday, having surgery for this horrible disease. Not only with that, I had to decide how I was going to tell my daughter. She knew something was wrong, but she just didn't know what to say. She had already researched the knot under my arm. And when I cut my hair, it was February 14th, 2016. I cut it so it wouldn't be so drastic and dramatic to everyone, because my hair was so long, and so that's what I was known for my hair. My daughter came to the car with her friend, and I picked them up from an activity, and she actually cried. She was mad with me because she was just like, that's the only one thing that we have in common is our hair, and you want to take that from us. And at that moment, I wanted to tell her so bad, honey, I didn't have any control over it. Like, I have no choice. So I consulted with her father, and we decided that I definitely had to tell her, and it definitely needed to be soon, because after you have your first chemo treatment, you only have a couple of weeks until your hair starts falling out. So I had my first treatment around February 14th when I had my surgery. And when I went in there, it was this one lady. She had to be 78 or something, older lady, grandmother. And she looked at me and said, honey, this is your day. I'm going to give you my prayer blanket. And it was a blue blanket. It looked like maybe somebody knitted it. And she told everybody, she's like, today is her birthday. Let's do what we do. Let's sing happy birthday to her. Everybody in the building sung happy birthday. She came and hugged me, and she gave me words I never would forget, and I live by today. When you can play, you play hard. And when your body says rest, you rest. But don't sleep away your life, because it could be your last day you live. And not only because you're sick, but because you should live. Those words ring so deep in my heart, and I live by those words every single day. I do not know her name, but she truly transpired me into this person that I didn't know was inside of me. Everybody knows I've always been a person that likes to have a great time. But boy, I didn't know I would be living like this. So as chemo came, you know, my oncologist definitely told me that I had to have 4 cycles of something that's called the red devil. And they let you know, you shouldn't touch it. When you have to go to the bathroom, don't let it get on your skin. And this stuff, it's horrible. It's not when you get the chemo, it's the days after. You're literally in the bed, can't move, vomiting, can't eat, nauseated. And you literally don't want people around you. Not because you don't need the support. You don't want people to see how sorry you look. It's nothing they can do for you.